America hides these underwater cities from the entire world. Beneath our feet lies a whole universe of secret structures, government bunkers, and historic tunnels that few know about. These underwater cities can be quite luxurious, and you will be shocked by each one that I will show you now. Are you curious? Join us and let's go. Number 21. Detroit Tunnel of Light. Detroit holds a brilliant secret underground. The Metropolitan Airport Tunnel of Light is an explosion of colors that will make your head spin. It's 213 meters of pure art in motion. The glass walls display designs that resemble rivers and landscapes seen from above, all illuminated by LEDs that gently change color. In the beginning, the tunnel played Motown music, but today it has a more zen soundtrack. The whole place looks like something out of a science fiction movie. People who pass by always stop to take photos. It's impossible to resist so much color. The tunnel has become a tourist attraction and proves that even a simple airport corridor can be transformed into a unique experience. Number 20. Mini Manhattan. In 1969, a visionary project proposed the creation of an underground city capable of housing 1 million people. Dubbed Mini Manhattan, the proposal included subterranean skyscrapers, homes, shops, and parks, all built hundreds of feet below the surface. The design called for autonomous power, water, and clean air systems, functioning as a fully self-contained nuclear refuge. Although the completed city never got off the ground, elements of the design inspired other constructions, including a structure in Texas known as Atom, a portmanteau of the words atomic and habitat. Number 19. Las Vegas Underground Mansion. In 1978, Jerry Henderson decided to build a doomsday-proof house in Las Vegas. The mansion is located 8 meters underground and is a mix between a luxury bunker and a vacation home. The place is a show of ingenuity. It maintains a pleasant temperature all year round without using any energy. The walls are decorated with paintings of nature that make you forget you're underground. It has a swimming pool, a mini golf course, and even an artificial garden. Henderson thought of everything. The house has comfortable bedrooms, a leisure area, and space to store food for months. It's as if someone had taken a normal mansion and buried it in the backyard, only with much more style. I have a question for you. First, I'd like to tell you that it's possible to keep up with the biggest curiosities of our world every day. But for that, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So have you subscribed yet? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Now that you've done that, let's go. Number 18. Raven Rock Fortress. Deep in the heart of Pennsylvania, a secret underground city of the American government remains on constant alert. Located an impressive 234 meters below the surface, Raven Rock is a masterpiece of military engineering. Its protective doors weigh 30 tons each and are mounted on special springs to withstand the impact of nuclear explosions. The complex houses 5 buildings, with 15 floors each, housing between 50 and 80 offices per building. The base is completely self-sufficient, with its own generators, medical center, barbershop, and even a cafeteria. Built in the 1950s during the height of the Cold War, it remains active to this day as one of the most secret locations in the United States. Number 17. Subtropolis, Kansas City. Deep in Missouri, the world's largest underground corporate city is hidden inside a former limestone quarry. Subtropolis occupies a massive 5 million square meters of space, with paved streets that stretch for miles underground. The complex maintains a constant 18 degrees Celsius year-round, with no need for heating or air conditioning. More than 1,600 people work there every day, in offices, factories, and storage areas. The natural limestone walls create a unique environment, with 4.8-meter-high ceilings and massive rock pillars supporting the entire structure. Number 16. Arizona Cave Suite. Who hasn't dreamed of sleeping in a luxurious cave? At Grand Canyon Caverns, there's a hotel room that's unique in the world. Located 67 meters underground, the Cave Suite is the quietest and darkest place you can imagine. The air comes from 104 kilometers away through natural tunnels, ensuring that everything stays safe and breathable. The room feels like an island of comfort in the middle of the massive rock. Guests sleep, surrounded by ancient rock formations, in such deep silence that you can hear your own heart beating. It's the perfect hideaway for those looking to escape the noise of the modern world. Number 15. Los Angeles Prohibition Tunnels. Los Angeles has 11 miles of secret tunnels beneath the bustling streets of downtown. During the Prohibition era of the 1920s, this subterranean labyrinth was a hive of illegal activity. Hidden bars, casinos, and even jazz clubs operated out of sight of the law. Today, many of the entrances are closed, but some can still be found in unexpected places, like the basements of old buildings. The stories behind these tunnels are incredible, from dramatic escapes to forbidden romances. Cities like Dallas, Detroit, and San Francisco have similar networks, all linked to the days when drinking was a crime. Tour guides love to tell you how bootleggers used secret codes and false doors to elude the police. Number 14. Underground Atlanta. Deep in the heart of Georgia, a world of history lies beneath the bustling streets of Atlanta. What we now know as Underground Atlanta began as a thriving commercial district in the 19th century, centered around the railroad tracks. In the 1920s, the construction of viaducts elevated the streets, creating an entire subterranean level of former roads and businesses. During Prohibition, this underworld became a secret meeting place for speakeasies and live music. The place holds fascinating stories from that era, mixing historical facts with urban legends about secret tunnels and illegal operations. It is currently undergoing a renovation that seeks to blend its rich history with contemporary elements. Number 13. Alaska Permafrost Research Tunnel. Deep in the frozen Alaskan wilderness, a remarkable tunnel allows scientists to study layers of frozen soil that are more than 40,000 years old. Excavated between 1963 and 1969, this natural laboratory offers a unique view of permafrost and its characteristics. The tunnel walls reveal distinct layers of frozen earth, preserving ancient plants and mammal bones from the Pleistocene era. Researchers are using this unique environment to understand climate change and its impacts on permafrost, as well as to develop techniques for building and mining in icy environments. Number 12. Palhares Cave. Sacramento has a ghost town from the Gold Rush era hidden beneath the streets. In the 1860s, they built everything elevated to prevent flooding. What was left underneath became a time capsule of old California. Today, people can take tours through the tunnels and see old things that have been preserved in excellent condition. Perfume bottles, liquor bottles, and even hairbrushes. The most interesting thing is the old brothels that operated hidden in the city's catacombs. Number 11. Ellenwood Underground. There's a ghost town hidden beneath the streets of Ellenwood, Kansas that will set your imagination free. Back in the heyday of the famous Santa Fe Trail, this place was a hive of activity. Railroad workers would line up in the underground saloons after a hard day's work. Today, you can take a really cool tour of these relics of the past. The coolest attraction is Jim's Barbershop, which has remained exactly the same since back then. The old barber tools are still there, along with the original furniture that railroad workers used. The whole place has become an unofficial museum of the days when the Wild West was just beginning to become history. Every corner holds a different story from the days when Kansas was a must-see for anyone traveling around the country. Number 10. Montezuma Castle. On the edge of a cliff in Arizona, there is a building that will take you back 900 years in time. Montezuma Castle looks like it came straight out of an adventure movie. It is a giant apartment house made of clay and stone by the Sinagua Indians. The name is misleading. It has nothing to do with the Aztec Emperor Montezuma. The Sinagua were masters at taking advantage of difficult terrain. They built this incredible place on the side of the mountain and lived there for generations until they mysteriously disappeared 600 years ago. The place is a living lesson in ancient architecture, showing how our ancestors were experts at solving housing problems. Number 9. New York Underground World. New York City hides an impressive underground labyrinth that goes far beyond its famous subway lines. This hidden world reaches a depth of 800 feet, housing a complex network of tunnels and structures. Beneath Little Italy, secret walls hold stories of the past, while the Meat District still has old tunnels used for transporting cattle. The system includes 840 miles of subway tracks and postal pipelines built in 1897, which were used until the 1950s to transport mail between post offices. City Hall Station, which opened in 1904 and closed in 1945, remains a hidden architectural gem decorated with stunning stained glass and mosaics. In 1980, a surprising discovery revealed a 17th century ship buried just 15 feet underground. Number 8. Underground Seattle. In 1889, a devastating fire changed Seattle forever. When they rebuilt the city, they raised the streets, unintentionally creating a ghost town beneath the new Seattle. The former first floors of buildings became basements, with suspended sidewalks lit by purple glass blocks. For years, these spaces served as speakeasies during Prohibition. Today, tourists can explore this historic maze, seeing old storefronts and 19th century bank vaults. Local guide stories reveal quirky details, such as the old plumbing systems that caused urban geysers when the tide came in. Number 7. Bluegrass Underground. Right in the middle of Tennessee, there's a place that will make you drool. 333 feet underground, a giant cavern has been turned into a concert venue that looks like something out of a movie. The name says it all. Bluegrass Underground is a unique place where music takes on a whole new dimension. The cave's natural acoustics make every note sound perfect, without the need for expensive equipment or technological adjustments. All kinds of music are played there, but bluegrass, a style typical of the region, takes on a special flavor in this environment. The always pleasant temperature and absolute silence create an atmosphere that no other place can replicate. Concerts take place regularly, attracting people from all over the country who want to live this unique experience of listening to music in the bowels of the earth. Number 6. Crystal City Underground. In Virginia, close to Washington, D.C., there is an underground city that looks like a movie set. Crystal City Underground opened in 1976 and was decorated to look like an old town, with cobblestone streets and old stained glass windows. It's like a giant shopping mall underground, but with a lot more style. The place has a really cool retro vibe, mixing elements from the 70s with a medieval touch. Locals use the tunnels to escape the cold in winter and the heat in summer. The complex even has art on the walls and a color-coded navigation system so that no one gets lost in this modern maze. Number 5. Cheyenne Mountain Complex. In Colorado, a mountain hides one of the most secure bunkers in the world. The Cheyenne Mountain Complex, built in the 1960s, was NORAD's command center during the Cold War. The entry doors weigh 25 tons each, and the entire place can withstand a direct nuclear bomb. There are 2,000 feet of solid granite protecting everything. Inside, you have everything you need to survive for months: food, water, and your own power. During times of greatest tension, thousands of military personnel work there 24 hours a day, monitoring the airspace for threats. Today, the complex is still in operation, but on a smaller scale. Some say it may soon become a museum, but it remains one of the most protected places in the United States. Number 4. Washington, D.C. Underground. The people who work for the government in D.C. have a well-kept secret: an entire city beneath the American Capitol. There are miles of tunnels connecting government buildings and subway stations. Inside this underground labyrinth, there's everything: restaurants, food courts, and shops. Every day, thousands of people pass through these corridors on their way to work. The system is so well planned that politicians can go from one building to another without even getting caught in the rain. Most tourists have no idea that, while they are taking pictures of the Capitol, there is an entire human anthill moving around beneath their feet. Number 3. Forestier Underground Gardens. In California, there's a guy who spent 40 years digging a paradise underground. Baldassare Forestiere created an incredible labyrinth of rooms, tunnels, and courtyards with his own hands. All of this to escape the scorching summer sun. In the gardens, fruit trees and grapevines have been growing for over 90 years. Some of these plants still bear fruit today. The place even has an underground chapel. It's a secret oasis where the temperature always stays pleasant, no matter how hot it is outside. Number 2. Chicago Pedway. Chicago has come up with a brilliant way to get around the city's crazy weather. A giant network of tunnels and bridges that connect more than 50 buildings. The Pedway started out small in 1951, but today it's 5 miles long and is used by thousands of people every day. The system connects train stations, bus stops, and major downtown buildings. On days of heavy snow or rain, the place is packed with people escaping the bad weather. The best part is that fewer people on the streets means fewer traffic accidents. The Pedway even has secret places that only locals know about, like shortcuts and hidden cafes. It's like a secret city beneath Chicago that only the smart ones know how to use properly. Number 1. Colorado Capitol Tunnel. Beneath the majestic Colorado Capitol in Denver lies a secret world that few know about. The building's steam heating system is hidden away down there, along with a giant stash of marble used for repairs. But the coolest thing about it are the empty vaults that no one really knows what they were used for. Denver has even more secrets. A network of tunnels connects famous landmarks like Union Station and the Oxford Hotel. The most intriguing story dates back to the 1800s, when tunnels were built under restaurants to protect workers after the city's Chinatown was destroyed. Today, these tunnels are like a time capsule that holds memories of a time that many would rather forget. Now I want to know from you, which of these places shocked you the most? Tell me below in the comments. take advantage and click on this video that is appearing on the screen. Take advantage of the fact that I have separated it especially for you. Well, that's it, and until next time, Curious One.